A teen takeover spiraled out of control this weekend on the near west side. We've seen things like this before in the summertime, but now some are pushing for new ways to hold parents more accountable. Paris Schutz is on the story, joining us live in the newsroom and with a new response from Mayor Johnson. Paris?
Yeah, Stephen, those calls are growing louder and louder today. Some city council members gearing up to take on parents of teens who get arrested during these illegal takeovers past curfew. Comes the city is reeling from that takeover on the near west side that nearly turned deadly for a number of police officers.
Police officials say an 18-year-old plowed his vehicle into a group of police officers who were trying to break up an early Sunday morning teen takeover. It was near Roosevelt and Loomis on the west side. CPD says 5 officers were taken to the hospital and are currently in fair condition. But Alderman Brian Hopkins says some are suffering from broken bones.
The car was going at least 20, possibly close to 30 miles an hour when it hit those officers who had no warning at all.
Hopkins says the gathering was full of underage kids, and he says it's past time to hold parents accountable, using a law that classifies the crime of contributing to the delinquency of a minor as a Class A misdemeanor.
So the laws are already on the books. They need to be enforced, and we need to have that conversation with the parents of Chicago and let them know this is completely unacceptable.
He says he and city council colleagues are drafting an ordinance that would apply this law to parents of teens who are caught up past curfew in one of these illegal gatherings.
The whole intent here is to provide a disincentive for parents to allow this kind of thing to happen. It isn't to let it happen so we can throw parents in jail. What we want is parents to cooperate and to heed the call to manage their children properly and to keep your young teenagers at home on a Saturday night when it's 2 a.m.
Earlier this morning, Mayor Brandon Johnson put a public statement out condemning this weekend's violence and calling for some parental accountability. But later, following the city's Memorial Day wreath-laying event, the mayor stopped short of endorsing any specific new measures.
Parents, we have to know where our children are. And I believe that if all of us come together to ensure that our young people are not being exposed to these unauthorized gatherings that can be dangerous.
So it should be noted there have been several shootings already this weekend, including a mass shooting in Little Village. However, as of this afternoon, CPD has recorded 0 homicides for this summer holiday weekend, and we know that these weekends, 4th of July, Labor Day, tend to turn violent. 0 homicides so far. They will have official updated numbers tomorrow. Stefan?
Okay. Paris Schutz on the story for us. Paris, thank you so much. We appreciate it.